morning, New Orleans, and welcome to the Good Morning Show right here on WBOK. I am blessed that the Lord woke me up yet again and gave me another day on his good earth. Woke me up, delivered me safely from my Grand Kitty vacation in California. That was quite a time, chasing around the little ones and going here and there. And I am happy to be back home in the Crescent City and happy to be back home with you, our family of WBOK listeners. In with me today is Ro Brown.
Good morning. Good morning.
I saw that you were here yesterday.
Yeah, I was here yesterday.
Monday's been
Eddie
kind of a
was nice.
normal thing, and that I was glad to see that. But Tuesday, ooh, this is special.
Well, you know, Jared saw me again on that overpass. Jared's a nice guy. That's all. That's only thing. That's all I can say. You know?
Well.
He has compassion.
Well, look like y'all did quite fine without me. Isn't that
Oh,
true?
you know everybody.
Isn't that true, Mr. Jared? Y'all did just fine without me, didn't you?
Go on, answer, Jared. Answer. Answer. Let the people hear you. Answer. Let the people hear you.
Jared on the other side of the glass, throwing up his hands like, I don't know. Yeah, y'all did just fine. There might have been some things that y'all liked. So if so, you'd have let me know. Maybe there can be some more of that, whatever that was. But I'm not going to know unless you tell me, because as I peeked in now and then, I didn't get the full shows, but I got some nice moments.
Oh, yeah.
But
how did that feel? How does that feel when you do that?
It was weird. It was weird to, first of all, it was weird to do it at 5 o'clock in the morning. But it was kind of cool.
You were Pacific time.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool because I wasn't dressed in a cap and shirt and underwear and shoes and all of that.
I mean, you don't wear your cap at
I was under the covers with a pillow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and I fell asleep again. So I missed that part.
Went back.
Yeah, right. So I did what I know a lot of
grandkids wore you out.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it was the time lag. Even though it's only a 2-hour difference, it does make a difference traveling more than an hour. I find for me, for my chronically gifted, aged body, a couple hours or more, then it has an impact, the jet lag. Yeah. But watching was kind of cool because what I did in a limited way was keep up with all of our local news.
Okay.
And so when I tuned in, I was like, so learned a little bit about this, a little bit about that, and saw some interesting conversations and all. But of course, I had the opportunity, so it's like, okay, I'll go back to sleep, and I can run the tape, which I know a number of people do. So they might not necessarily listen in at the moment that we're doing it, but there was a nice break from getting up and doing that and doing that main gig at NOLA.com with the colonizing, not having the right. Of course, always take some notes, but I tell you what was really shocking to me and thankful and humbling to me, made me more thankful for living here in New Orleans. And it wasn't the grandkids that humbled me, although they wore me out. Going to Chuck E. Cheese and see the Mario Brothers movie and flying kites and running, playing on the ground where I'm not used to being on the floor or the ground and all of that. But I had a rental car and had to put gas in it.
Okay, yeah.
When on the way here, I saw gas for $3.26, $3.59, $3.84. So that's kind of seems to be kind of where we are. Have you seen any cheaper prices around here recently?
Cheaper
Cheaper
than
than
that?
that? Hmm.
No.
Yeah, right. So that's kind of where we are.
Now
it
you said
seems.
on the way here this morning.
This morning. This morning
Okay.
on the way. So that seems to be
Try
where we've.
368.
Oh, that's good. I have to know about that spot.
Try 378.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, 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 yeah. So
375.
that's what I'm seeing
That's what I've seen.
now that I'm back.
Yeah.
Out there, pulling out the pump for the rental car. 559.
Yeah.
Five.
We're talking California now, people.
599,
Mhm.
and just yesterday, 669 per
Really?
gallon. Now, granted, I splurged a little bit and didn't get a little tiny VW to rent, and had a nice, very comfortable SUV. But though it was vacation money and spending, it hurt to put $81 in a vehicle for gas.
Yeah. Well-
669.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Louisiana, for having lower prices during this upheaval of the oil market. That 20% over at the Strait of Hormuz is really having quite an impact, and we've felt the impact here. But Lord have mercy, they're really feeling it out there.
It's only temporary.
Yeah,
It's only temporary.
yeah. Well,
it's
Yeah.
It's you'll
okay.
you'll be uncomfortable for only a little while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
well, I
It'll be done in time for you to be able to go to local news at 10.
Yeah, right. Well, the prices are still in flux internationally. For those who are digging in beyond just looking at what you have to pay at the local gas station. And one of the things I've noticed is that, people were looking at when is it going to hit 100, hit 100 a gallon, a barrel very quickly. So now it's well over 100.
Yeah.
And people are looking at the investors, the mover and shakers with the oil and gas business, are now talking about the possibility of going up to $200 a barrel, which we haven't seen. And if that were to happen, just for context, the national average for gas prices could be $7 or $8 a gallon. So here's what I want to know. What about those people who said, I'm done with the corporate world. I'm done with bosses. I'm my own boss. I'm going to work when I want to. I am going to work no hours on some days. I'm going to work 2 hours on other days. I'm going to work 6 hours or 8 hours, 5 days a week, and I'm going to drive Uber and Lyft.
So what about it?
How's that? I haven't seen any adjustments in what they have to are able to earn. So I'm guessing that Uber and Lyft price is going to have to go up, and I don't think it's going to be the drivers that are going to pay for it.
Everything will go up.
Yeah, right. So,
And everything is going up.
yeah, right, right,
Okay.
right. Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
the deadline for Iran to no longer exist is 8 o'clock tonight.
8 p.m. He's going to blow it up.
Yep.
He had some nasty messages for them too. Boy. Well,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that and more. There's a lot of stuff going on here locally in New Orleans, state legislature, the nation, and the world. And we got time to hear from you. You're hearing about my California adventures. And we've got Will Sutton and Ro Brown here at the Good Morning Show, but they can call in too, can't they, Ro?
504-582-9422. 504-582-9422.
All right.
Give us a call.
Any of you all been traveling? Where have you seen gas prices? $6.69 was my highest,
Woo!
and I'm thankful to be
Never
back
seen
home.
that.
All right. This is WBOK, 12:30 a.m. with New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines. A dirt biker has died after troopers say that he was running from police and crashed into a truck. Louisiana State Police say that this happened on Canal Boulevard and City Park Avenue. State Police and NOPD were trying to pull over the dirt bike rider when that chase started. Troopers say that the crash is still under investigation. And happening today, Louisiana lawmakers return to the Capitol, and the Senate is set to vote on a controversial bill that would consolidate courts in New Orleans. Senate Bill 256 by Monroe Senator Jay Morris would merge civil and criminal clerks by doing away with the criminal clerk's office. The bill would also reduce the number of judges in New Orleans, sparking some concern for backlogs. The goal is to save the city and the state money. If the Senate passes the bill, it would head to the full House. And this morning, the Artemis II astronauts are now on course to head back to Earth after their historic, record-breaking lunar flyby. The crew will splash down in the Pacific Ocean on Friday. And that is a look at today's headlines for you. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. For those of you all who have already been in tune with us since 702, 703, 4, 5, 6, 10, or whatever. It is 7:13 a.m. Don't forget, it's a school day, and so the school zone speed limits are in effect until 9 a.m. 9 a.m. So that means 20 miles per hour, folks. 20 miles per hour, please. Drive safely. It's a low speed limit so that we can make sure that our babies and our kiddos get to their jobs, and that is getting an education inside of our schools. So make sure that you've got everything that you need before you leave the house. Make sure you got your backpack, your knapsack, your attaché or briefcase, your lunch bag, your lunch, your debit or credit card, your wallet, your keys. If you need to look in the mirror and make sure you got the teeth, make sure and do that too so you don't have to run back. And if you got some little face prep or beard prep, mustache prep, just do that at home so you have to do it behind the wheel of the car and have Ro making faces at you because you're delaying the traffic after the light turns green, or worse, because you're switching lanes while you're doing it. You know, that's pretty bad stuff. So look, it's 7:14 a.m., and we'd love to hear from you. We've got open line today, and there's been a little bit of basketball.
Really?
March Madness went into April, and we got
well, that's been happening for a while now.
Yeah, it has. I just like the idea that we still call it March Madness.
well, most of it occurs in March.
Well, it does, you know, but okay,
it's
so
only
we have March Madness and Championship April. Is that what we have?
Only a few days in April.
Yeah,
it
overlaps.
Championship
April.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got a couple.
You got to find some kind of alliteration with that A.
Yeah.
Championship April.
Yeah. Okay.
March Madness, that alliteration. Yeah.
All right. We'll work on it.
Come on. You're a writer.
Yeah,
Come up
right.
with something
Okay.
right away. Come
I
on.
will. A couple of national champions, huh?
Yeah, last night the University of Michigan won their first national collegiate basketball title since 1989, 37 years ago.
Wow.
That's 37 years ago. Yeah, 1989. Yeah, 37 years ago. They Michigan, second-year head coach Dusty May, and the Wolverines defeated UConn, who was going for their third national title in 4 years. And Michigan did away with them. And congratulations to Coach Dusty May and those people up there in the Wolverine state. Good team. Good team.
Well,
good team.
It seems that
And before you go, the sign of the times, all 5 starters were at different schools this time last year.
Wow. So that's some serious, the serious
5
business of coaching.
Yeah.
Putting
all 5
together
starters.
teams.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Putting together teams.
2 years ago, Michigan's record was 8-24.
And then they get this guy.
Last year they won 27 games.
Then they get this
I think
guy.
it was. Yeah. And they made it to the Sweet 16 last year, the final 16. And this year they won the whole thing.
Yeah, so if he was him 2 years ago and somebody else had gotten this job and this had happened, he couldn't get this job now, being the national championship.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. All right.
He's the one who took them there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was at, he took a team to the Final Four a few years ago. Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Made it to the Final
Yeah.
Four. He was the head coach, of course, and Michigan was looking for a coach, so you're looking for an up and coming coach, and Dusty May was it.
Oh, he's probably got a good number of years ahead of him.
Remember the Fab Five?
Oh yeah.
Okay. For those who don't remember the early '90s, the Fab Five. 5 freshman basketball players at the University of Michigan who were the starting 5, and they are credited with, being sort of a, how do you explain it? Well, a social phenomenon.
Yes.
Black socks and baggy shorts and, all 5 starters black, which wasn't unusual even then. But, just attitude and in your face and, really like the beginning of hip hop seeping into college sports, and kind of felt that way. And so, there are a lot of people of a certain age, who, the presence of the Fab Five meant a lot to them. And, well, anyway, Saturday's semifinal, True had an alternative thing where the 5 of them and a sportscaster did the game.
Oh.
Now I'm not of that age. I don't look at the Fab Five the same way as maybe some younger people do.
Right. Right.
And yeah, it was. So I turned it on, and said, "Well, let me see. This is a good idea. First of all, without seeing it, I'd say, well, that's a good idea. Yeah, I like that." So I watched some of it, and after a while, I said, "Well, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I've seen enough. I'll go back to the regular thing." But at that time, the game was competitive. Then the game wasn't competitive, And I'm usually reading something during the game anyway. Looking at other stuff, flipping around other channels and that sort of thing. So I went back and I watched the whole second half of them, and I just thought it was, it was interesting. That and that's the thing. It was a good idea. I mean, it was a good idea. Got them a chance to, some of them, to say stuff that they probably always wanted to say or already said. I thought it was a really good idea.
Yeah.
So if anybody saw that out there, call and tell me what you thought about it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, I understand why people of a certain age, younger people at that time who may have been in high school and all, how they feel about Fab Five. And I don't dislike them. I mean,
Yeah.
they were five.
Right.
It was a basketball team. It's college basketball team to me. And but it was just interesting. I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a really good idea.
Well, good. So I know we had the women's national champion,
That's
UCLA,
right.
and
And we
man.
talked a little bit about that yesterday.
Yeah.
With the semifinal
well, I
situation.
wasn't here yesterday.
With you. You weren't with your pillow,
No, I
came
had
in
to be
yesterday?
up early and traveling to. So
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's UCLA national champions,
That's quite a
women's national
storyline.
champions, first national championship the first one since the NCAA has been handing out a women's national championship trophy. They won it when it was the Association of Intercollegiate Athletics back in 1978, the AIAW. The NCAA did not have a women's national collegiate basketball champion until 1982. And so this was the first one that UCLA won. Of course, the men back in the John Wooden days won 10 NCAA championships. And they defeated South Carolina, Dawn Staley's team, who had been to their fourth consecutive Final Four. And what you're talking about, the semifinal thing with UConn. South Carolina defeated UConn. UConn was undefeated, and they had the dust up at the end of the game between the two coaches with Gino Auriemma and Dawn Staley, going at each other, Gino Auriemma going at her first, evidently, for whatever reasons. And so that made a little news after, But,
but we still don't know what they actually.
well, I
said.
mean, it's Gino Auriemma said that he was waiting to shake her hand before, and she never did, and never showed up, and he's standing there waiting, and that's what got him ticked
So he
off.
blames it on her.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did, and and then they lost the game. First loss in 54 games. They hadn't lost a game in a year and a half almost, and.
Is he saying she didn't show up before the game? After?
Yeah.
Before the game.
They shook hands, before the game. They shook hands. But then at the NCAA tournament, when they announced the starting lineups, for television and all that, and they announced the two head coaches, and the two head coaches walk up to midcourt and they shake hands and they hug and they whisper in each other's ears, and have their own little, personal thing. Well, I guess that happened. The announcement happened, but there's also a shot of Gino Auriemma walking, standing there at midcourt, and Dawn Staley is with her team, talking to her team. So I guess that's what he's talking about. I guess that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Do you think that was intention on her part?
Well, I think she's
in
just
the moment of trying to win a game.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I mean, I don't think it's something that they're told. Look, this is what's going to happen, and you need to walk here and do that. I think it's something that the coaches have just done all this time, and not something that's mandatory or anything like that. I don't think, and. So what? Yeah, it's how I feel about it. I mean, that's how I would have felt. Okay, a big thing. But I guess he didn't think so. But
Then South Carolina didn't do well.
Oh, they got beat. Just like they beat UConn, UCLA beat them.
I think they got walloped,
Yeah. Just like
which they're not used to.
No, not really. I mean, I think Texas handled them pretty good during the regular season one time, but I mean, they're not accustomed to it. I mean, that was a surprise, but yeah, congratulations to UCLA. They did a job on South Carolina. So,
Wow.
yeah, and And also, Angel Reese was traded, by the way.
Yeah.
He was traded from the Chicago Sky to the Atlanta Dream, which is a good deal for the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah.
Because they were pretty good anyway, and they'll be better with
championship run team in the making.
Yeah, looks that way.
Absolutely.
Looks that way.
All right, look, folks, it's 7:26 a.m. You're listening to Will Sutton and Ro Brown right here at the Good Morning Show. When we come back, we're going to have more conversation about sports and news information that might be of interest to you and that we think you ought to know. How do you feel about Bayou Barbie becoming ATL Barbie? What do you think about that?
If you think anything at all about it.
Should she have a new name? She's going with ATL Barbie.
That
Doesn't seem to have the same ring to me. So is it time to give that up?
You got to. You're a writer, man. You got to get your alliteration together.
That's
okay?
Right. Yep. And Georgia Peach Barbie doesn't sound much better. So I don't know. It might have to shake loose a new something. So let the Bayou Barbie thing go. But she'll always be Bayou Barbie to us. So. All right. Ro, if somebody wants to get in on this convo, how can they do that?
Area code 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422.
All righty. And we expect to hear from New Orleans Times-Picayune, NOLA.com courts reporter Matt Bruce, who covers the courts here and has covered the courts in Baton Rouge. And he's watching this legislation to reduce the size and the system of New Orleans courts. So we look forward to him joining us on the Good Morning Show. This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of the Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. It's 7:30 a.m. You have to be somewhere at 7:30. You're late, so slow down.
You're late.
Make sure you get wherever you're supposed to be on time in terms of living, if not on time with the time clock. So make sure you got all your things together. Don't forget the school zone speed limits are in effect until 9 a.m., so watch out for our babies and our kiddos. Make sure they get to where they need to go and make sure you do the same. And watch out for the crazy drivers, because I know it's not you, and we don't want you to be one. And we certainly don't want to have to report on accidents or deaths because of you or anyone else having such a thing happen on this glorious Tuesday morning. It's 7:31 a.m. And Ro, you mentioned the big trade yesterday. The big trade. Some of us are Angel Reese fans, and even if we, don't necessarily like 100% of all that makes up who is Angel Reese, how can you not like the sister with her performance and basketball? I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, I realize she got drafted 7, not drafted number 1. But, I mean, she was at LSU for 2 years, won a national championship, had, 34 double-doubles?
Yeah.
At one time.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, she's averaged 14 points and 12 rebounds. Averaging 12 rebounds. That's a lot of rebounds.
They are all female, and we knew she turned pro, and she did. Went to Chicago Sky, so she was Bayou Barbie here. Became Shy Barbie or Chi-Town Barbie, which was, but ATL Barbie,
Well, that's what she is now, because she's a part of the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah. Yep.
You remember the Atlanta Dream? Remember, or you may not remember, but remember, what was it? During the presidential election, the lady that owned the Atlanta Dream was a big Trump supporter.
Yes.
And there were some problems with the team.
Yes.
The team with her as a Trump supporter, and really she ended up selling the team.
Right. To get from
because the
under
players
all of that.
didn't, if you remember. But anyway, Angel Reese is now a member of the Atlanta Dream after spending the first part of her WNBA career with the Chicago Sky. And she was traded for 2 first-round draft choices, one in 2027 and one in 2028. So, she's going to be in Atlanta. And like I said, Atlanta had a pretty good team anyway. And they should be even better with her. I would think, with the way that she rebounds.
Again, as a part of the Angel Reese phenomenon, how many basketball players, pro basketball players, men or women, get traded and they're on ESPN and other sports outlets. They get on ESPN Sports Center. They are on sports shows. But in this case, it's on the freaking morning news. It's on the evening news. How big is she?
Well, I mean, I would think that, in the last couple years, I would think that if anybody who doesn't pay attention that much to sports, that they might know who she is, as far as being the most recognizable name or face in the WNBA right now. She would be there. She would be one of the more recognizable faces. And we're in the midst of the basketball thing. And like I said, I mean, I think it's also part of it is, there is a concerted effort to push women's sports. I mean, ESPN, they still do baseball, but they probably virtually gave up baseball. They make no bones about it. They hardly talk about, to me, they hardly talk about the men's tournament anymore on ESPN.
Right.
By comparison. Because they do all of the women's tournament games. ESPN does. So that's what they've hitched their wagon to. And so you hear more about it and more about certain people like Angel Reese.
Who else might be traded that would make the evening news and the national morning news and be on front pages of papers?
I don't know. Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it.
She would be, yeah. I think Caitlin Clark, and I also think it depends on when the trade happens. If this happened in the middle of football season, that wouldn't be on there.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You know,
I
it
got
wouldn't.
you.
Yeah. If
Mhm.
that trade happened, but now, we're still in the midst of March Madness.
Yeah.
When this happened,
Right.
and yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be looking up at CBS Morning News like we do and see that they're running that story. If it was October, no. No,
Well,
you wouldn't.
Well, congratulations to
Yeah, good
Angel
stuff.
Reese
Good
because
stuff. Good stuff.
it is another wonderful step in her career, and I'm sure this will be Chicago's a big time market, but Atlanta,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah,
there's
she'll
all
still be.
kinds
Yeah,
of possibilities.
she'll still have. Yeah.
all kinds
She'll
of
still
possibilities,
have,
especially being Hollywood South and
Yeah.
so many other things.
And also for you, women's basketball fans, who think we don't talk enough about it. Yesterday, Kim Mulkey at LSU got a commitment from Caroline Bradley of Oak Grove, Louisiana. A 6'5" 11th grader who, will be one of the top 2 or 3 players in the country next year when she comes out.
Wow. Oak Grove.
She is the daughter of Josh Bradley, who I remember covering in the Louisiana High School Football Classic in the Superdome when he was an athlete at Oak Grove. He was a tight end who was 6 feet 8 inches tall, and went on to Louisiana Tech. So look for her also.
Yeah. Where's Carol Person? Where's Carol Parish?
That's Carol Parish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You know that was your area. You know all about that.
It was. Yeah.
I know.
Indeed.
You know
Well, meanwhile, Mr. Rowe, there's other news that's been happening, and whoo, man, this one
I know what you're going to
hurt
talk
me.
about.
It hurt me.
I know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you know me well enough. You probably do. So,
Yeah.
young brother out of St. Bernard Parish was picked up in Mobile, arrested.
Oh,
The
they did
Mobile-
find him.
They did.
Yeah.
So Lee Collins III was arrested and is being held in Mobile pending extradition to St. Bernard Parish, where he is charged with the killing of his mother and his grandmother. His mother and his grandmother. So Lee Collins III is accused of killing Trinell Collins, 55, who was his mother, Mary Major, 75, his grandmother, and attempting to kill his father. So apparently this happened about 7:45 p.m. That night. And it was a disturbance in the 2200 block of Centenny Drive over in St. Bernard. And when deputies arrived, they found a couple of women had been shot. So they were alive at that point. Transported to hospital for treatment, but died from their wounds. And this was on Easter Sunday. A normally usual or hopeful observation, great time for families. And for those who are believers, the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ and bringing families together. But apparently, perhaps over family dinner or something, an argument broke out. And this young man went in a room, according to police, grabbed a gun, came back shooting, left, stole a truck from a nearby business, and drove it to Mississippi and on to Mobile. So he stole a white 2019 stake bed truck with a Louisiana license plate. So for those of y'all who don't know what a stake bed truck is. So those are trucks, most of the time with 4 doors, and then it's essentially a flatbed for carrying stuff. So it's not a space where you put stuff in.
Right.
It's a flatbed for carrying lots of lumber or whatever else, that kind of thing. So not too many of those vehicles.
Right.
So it's not like he stole a Toyota Camry or something, or Honda Accord.
Honda Accord.
I mean, right. Yeah. I mean, he stole something that there are few of, so easier to spot. And they were able to use cameras to find a young man, so he's behind bars. But such a sad situation. I don't like seeing anyone hurt. Certainly don't like seeing anyone killed. But it really bothers me when it's family stuff like this.
Yeah. And I mean, I saw family members on television last night. They say, that they don't even remember him having an argument with his mother or his grandmother, And I mean, what happens that it escalates or he escalates to that, to getting a gun and shooting them?
Right. Well, the police weren't there.
Yeah.
And based on their investigation, they're saying that's what happened. Certainly the mother couldn't say. Well, maybe she did. Maybe she was well enough to be able to say that's what happened. Who knows?
Well, they said that the father was wounded.
Yes.
Well, he was there, I guess.
Right. But the family members were saying there was no argument.
Well, I don't think they said that there wasn't an argument. They said that there was an argument.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That prior to this, they don't remember having an argument.
Right.
Yeah.
In previous.
Yeah, but there was an
relationships.
argument. Yeah.
Right.
That became physical, what I heard and read. And he went and got a gun, shot him.
The grief that family is obviously experiencing.
And
immense.
No real record of any crime or anything before, it appears. And wow, that's just a sad story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is indeed. It is indeed. I want to share something else with you, but I've just made I would call it an executive decision, but I'm a freaking
you're an executive.
I'm a morning show host.
You're an executive.
Please.
You're an executive here.
No, I'm not.
You're an executive with this show. Yes, you are.
No, I am not. No, I'm not. But Mr. Producer Jared, I got something that I think it would be, I want to talk about, but I think it'd be good for us to play a clip. So let's take a break. I'm going to identify that clip for you. And something that happened in New Orleans yesterday that I think is important, and I think the context is important too. So we're going to take a break. I am Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. And you, too, can get in on the conversation if you'd like. You have a talk line number that Ro can tell you how to reach us.
Our talk line number is 504-582-9422. I'll give it again. 504-582-9422.
All righty. You're listening to WBOK, 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. Now that we're in the second year of President Donald Trump's second term, our team of analysts at Bloomberg Intelligence is taking stock of how some of the administration's pushback against DEI is changing the business landscape. I spoke with Bloomberg Intelligence senior ESG analyst Rob Duboff, who says the biggest impact is how companies talk about diversity.
Mentions of diversity are down about 69%. That's on earnings calls or corporate filings.
Dubov says that while some companies are eliminating DEI mentions altogether, other companies are taking a different approach.
They're just not talking about it at all, or talking about it much less, or the way they kind of recast diversity. Instead of maybe focusing on gender or ethnicity-based diversity, they talk about diversity of experience and diversity of background.
Regardless of approach, the shift is stark from just a few years ago. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at Lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of wills, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Good morning, Wake Up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton, and I am here with Ro Brown. We've been talking about a number of things, particularly sports, and young man out of St. Bernard who has been arrested for killing his mother and his grandmother and injuring his father on Easter Sunday. Most sad situation with that. It's 7:51 a.m. Kiddos and our babies are on their way to school. We want to make sure that everybody gets where they're going safely, especially them. So please be careful with getting all of your belongings, taking your time, following the speed limits as close as you can as you're driving around the city and this greater New Orleans region. And then when you get near those schools, it's 20 miles per hour, folks, 20 miles per hour. So I want to make sure that you are careful about that. So, look, we're going to jump into a video and audio. Video for those of you all who are watching with us on WBOK's YouTube channel, and those of you all who are watching with us on WBOK's Facebook Live. Audio for the rest of you all who are listening on WBOK 1230 a.m. and elsewhere via audio. This is our Orleans Parish District Attorney Jason Williams announcing an important bust in the 7th Ward of New Orleans. And for we 7th Ward people, you've been in and around this place, and you probably didn't even know it had a name.
I didn't.
But it's been there.
I didn't.
And they've been washing cars for a long time, and people been hanging out in chairs and talking and smoking and, and having social time and eating some lunch and taking care of business with the cars. Well, apparently they were taking care of some other business as well, according to the DA. So we're going to let the DA say a part of what he had to say yesterday, and then we'll talk about that.
Car wash that we stand in front of today was a drug lab and a narcotics distribution operation operating along one of our city's most historic corridors, and more importantly, directly across from St. Augustine's High School's newest practice field, one of our most revered and historic academic institutions. Over the course of a months-long investigation, the Joint Task Force developed credible intelligence that individuals who owned and operated this business were actively engaged in the manufacturing, the packaging, and distribution of illegal narcotics. During today's operation, law enforcement recovered illegal drugs, firearms, and found a clandestine lab used to manufacture said drugs. 4 individuals were arrested, including the owner and manager, and 2 other individuals who were active participants in this criminal enterprise. Let me be really clear about why this matters so much. Not only is it illegal, not only is it plaguing our community, but it was happening steps away, a football's throw away from where young men come every day to learn and grow and build their futures. So when Purple Night educators are diligently trying to transform boys into men, telling them what not to do and what to do, there's significant risk of their exposure to the brazen criminal activities that are happening here at this car wash. And that is absolutely unacceptable. While good people are investing in the boys of this community, you have others pulling them down a dangerous path. And that is exactly why this became a top priority for every single agency that stands with me today. The people of New Orleans deserve safe neighborhoods, safe corridors, and our children deserve safe spaces to work and play. We will not allow drug trafficking, gun violence, or any kind of organized criminal activity to take hold of the very places that our families are depending on. This is not the first time that you've seen this level of coordination, and it will not be the last. Just months ago, the same unprecedented strategic collaboration helped restore Hardin Park. One day we were making arrests, taking criminals out of that park and picking up syringes from the grassy area that children are now playing in. Turning a space that was unmarked by lawlessness into a place where families and children can safely gather again. That is what real public safety should be and can be.
Okay, so that was the district attorney out at Fats Car Wash, just on St. Bernard Avenue, 2439 to be specific. I've seen that place. You've seen that place.
Yeah.
Been there quite a while, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it looks like when I saw that, a drug lab. I mean, I can see selling drugs, but a drug lab. It almost looks like there's no inside at this place. It looks like it's just, an overhang, a covering where people wash cars, but, manufacturing drugs.
Yeah.
That kind of surprised me. Yeah, you drive by it all the time. You see it there. It's just, guys washing cars. That's what you think it is. But, with it, being right there by the practice field, initially I think I saw when somebody said it was across the street from the school.
Which is really
not across the street from the school. It's 2-3 blocks from the school, actually.
Absolutely. And school is on the AP to row.
Yeah. And but anyway, it's right by the practice field. Yeah, and it's you're always surprised about these kind of things, and I'd be interested in knowing how long they've been surveilling this place and knowing what was going on there, and when and why they decided to come down on it.
Yeah,
But,
well, I've never
good
had
thing that they did.
I've never had a car washed there, but I will say that the cars look quite nice when they're finished with those jobs. And
wait. You mean they did a good job, or you saying that it was expensive cars? What do you say?
Both.
Both.
But they do. They it seems to be a place where they did good work. But these essentially utility canopies with no walls,
right?
Seem to cover it with space where they do the job of washing the cars. It appears there's a building alongside of it, but not where I.
Well, it didn't seem connected to it.
No, it didn't. It really didn't.
Yeah.
And
so maybe that was
so
the manufacturing.
And I get why the DA made that connection, but obviously there is no connection between the school and whatever illicit activities there were going on.
But the connection is, in close proximity to it. I get what he's saying. I get what he's doing. I mean, aren't there laws where you can't do certain things near schools and that kind of thing?
All of that.
Yeah. So, you take that into consideration.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Well, good morning, WB. You're on the line with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, so listen, I just think about the recent past, the car wash on Martin Luther King, and it's not quite Claiborne. Well, not quite Martin Luther King, but Claiborne in the next street over.
Yep.
And then in the Ninth Ward, there was another car wash that was kind of like indicated or implicated. And then on Claiborne Avenue, about a year ago, maybe two, car washes kind of been notorious for selling drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just thinking about historically, right? Mm-hmm. So I just want to reflect back on that. But I really want to see you guys comment on, like the city seems like it's attacking the citizens. Like, like this past weekend when we had the Quest City Classic, and the people was parked on the neutral ground, and they went out and did a mass sweep. They gave everybody $75 tickets.
Okay.
And I know it's a more. I mean, I know it's against the law. Basically, I'm not saying it's not against the law, but it looked like, man, the city is under siege by the city government.
Well, I'll say this. Somewhere, didn't I hear that the city said that, they need money and that they're going to be writing tickets when they see you. When they see you. So that's what they're doing. Okay. When they find you, we're going to write these tickets and we're going to be collecting, and that's what they say.
I got you.
Didn't they say that? You heard that.
Yeah, they did. I got to give it to you.
Yeah. I mean, they said that. I'm not saying one way or the other.
I'm not denying the fact that they quote unquote said they were going to do it. But man, it seems like look. But here's the thing: the city needs money, and it's not the citizens' fault that we need the money. That's kind of like my point.
Okay, that's fine. But are they wrong for doing that?
No, not at all. My bigger point was that the reason why the cities have financial difficulties is not because of the citizens.
Well, no, I agree with that. But I just remember the story. Okay,
right
when they said that.
I do. I remember
and I couldn't.
I remember saying that.
And although I'm with you, I really am. But they said that one of the things is that they haven't been collecting like they should.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it's a multitude of things with the trash collection, the $24, the first 12, 24 to 36.
Yep.
Man, this stuff getting out of hand.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And some of these things we've gotten used to, and now it's like
you're not going
to be able to just do that anymore. It's been against the law, and we've been letting you go.
Yeah.
So, but we appreciate your call
You're right.
and your
Yeah.
perspective
brother.
because I have to say, I've been one of the people parking on the neutral ground when I wasn't supposed to. Okay, so it's a thing some of us do. All right, WB,
man. Thank
Lord's blessings. Thanks for your call. Hey, look, folks, we appreciate you all calling in. Keep on those lines. We see you, Piper, and we got other folks trying to get on. It is 8:03 a.m. We got to take a break before we continue with our conversation here at the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown. And yes, we invite more people to call. On standby sometime soon, we expect to hear from Matt Bruce, a former courts reporter for the Advocate in Baton Rouge, now courts reporter for the Times-Picayune, the Advocate, NOLA.com, based in New Orleans. So he has a different perspective about what's going on with this legislation to change the courts, because his job has been covering courts for years. So he wrote a story about this, and really excited to be able to get him on. But we do want to hear from you. Piper, hang in there, please. This is Will Sutton and Ro Brown, and others can call in too, right, bro?
504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. Piper, don't hang up.
You're listening to WBOK 1230 a.m. what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. On CNN's State of the Union, Black Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock says he's praying for President Trump, saying he needs a lot of prayer.
I pray in as much as he has influence and power over people I care about. I affirm his humanity as I affirm the humanity of anybody.
The pastor senator says his prayers also focus on accountability, arguing faith should hold those in power responsible for their actions. Tesla is being sued by a black woman from Georgia who says her young son and his father died after becoming trapped inside a burning Tesla. The lawsuit claims witnesses couldn't open the doors as the battery burned following a crash. She's asking for a jury trial. And Pepsi is pulling its sponsorship of London's Wireless Festival after backlash over Kanye West headlining all 3 nights. The move follows criticism from British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It's 8:06 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8:10. You got 4 minutes, 8:15. You got a little bit longer. Make sure you have all your belongings, everything together, so that you can be safe driving out on our streets, highways, and byways. Make sure that our kiddies get to their jobs, being educated as quickly and as easily as possible, and make sure you get to where you need to be as well. Shout out to the bus drivers and the assistant principals on transportation duty this morning. We appreciate what you do each and every weekday, school day, to make sure the youngins get to where they need to go. Piper, we're coming to you next. Good morning, Piper. This is Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, Piper. Okay. All right. Piper left. All right. We're going to go on with Good Morning, Matt Bruce. You're on the Good Morning Show with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, good sir?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. If I'm not mistaken, this is your first time on WBOK?
This is kind of terrifying, but
terrifying,
man.
Off first time on the radio ever.
Well, off air, I was telling Ro how talented you are, and this is your lane. You know court so well, and you are an expert reporter when it comes to this kind of thing, and the mothership parent news operation realized that we could do better in New Orleans, so they brought in Matt Bruce from Baton Rouge to there. So we're happy you're here. But
Matt, is that true? I don't always trust Will Sutton. Is that true, or is he just putting out false information about you?
He's blowing me up a little bit. I'm just happy to be down here.
No, I'm not talking about how good you are at it. I'm talking about, that you are a court guy. You like to cover court.
Oh, I do. I love court. I love being in the courtroom. But I don't want to be on the wrong side of the equation. So
I got you, but you like to cover court. Where's that come from?
Yeah.
Is it because you like my wife? She watches Perry Mason and Matlock all day long, or what?
You know what? I did police reporting for a long time. And I just found that court reporting, you get more information. And all the information comes out over time through the court's records, and I find it fascinating.
And I asked Will this question. You are not a lawyer, right?
Oh, no.
You're not a lawyer, but you probably know as much about the legal system as a lot of lawyers. Yeah, okay, you didn't deny that. All right.
My father was a criminal defense attorney for like 35, 40 years growing up. So I do have it in my blood a little bit, I think.
Oh, here we go. Okay. All right.
So, brother Matt Bruce, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, since it's your first time on the Good Morning Show and on WBOK. Who your mama and where you come from?
My dad, like I said, was an attorney. My mom was just a working lady. She worked for a government office. She was you go get a passport. She was the one you would go downtown Chicago and get your passport from. I just grew up in a working class family. I left Chicago about 15 years ago now. I went to South Carolina first, worked for a really small paper there. Then moved to Florida for about 5 years, then to Atlanta, worked for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, And then about 4 years ago, I came down to, I was in Baton Rouge, covering the courts in Baton Rouge for about 4 years. And I just moved to Orleans Parish 4 weeks ago. So I'm still green when it comes to New Orleans. I'm still learning a lot. And I'm just blown away. I mean, there's so much stuff going on down here. There's so much culture. Every day it seems like I'm learning something new about the city. So I'm just happy to be down here.
Did you go to college?
Oh, I went to school I took a kind of circuitous route in college, but I graduated from a school in Southern Illinois University up in Illinois.
Carbondale?
Edwardsville.
Edwardsville? Okay, that's what I was asking. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
SIUE.
SIU, yeah, just outside of St. Louis, not too far from Chicago.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so one of the things that reasons that I wanted you to come on is because of this story you just wrote not long ago about the headline: Debate intensifies as bills to consolidate New Orleans courts prep for House, Senate floors. And I wrote a column about some of this a little bit ago before I went on grandkid vacation. And it's getting bits and pieces of coverage. But what I liked about what you did was you talked about the consolidation through the different bills and what they mean, and realized you have limited space and time. Thought it'd be a great idea to talk with you about this and the differences you've seen between Baton Rouge courts and how they operate and how New Orleans courts operates. So let's start with the basic difference between what you've seen in Baton Rouge courts and Orleans Parish courts.
Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about that these past 2 weeks as this bill has been going through. And you got to take into account, I was in Baton Rouge's courts for 3.5 years. I've only been in Orleans Parish's courts for about 4 weeks, so that's my disclaimer. But the legislators have been talking about how fast the courts move in Baton Rouge. From what I've seen, the courts down here move just as fast, if not faster. But the thing up in East Baton Rouge was you would see everything play out in the courtroom. So if there was a continuance in the case, like a young case that just got filed, they would have that person in the courtroom and you would see it play out. They would continue it for a couple weeks and you would see it progress the whole way. It was very transparent in East Baton Rouge. Here, you might see a continuance and it might just be continued 1 day, 2 days. You're like, dang, they're moving these cases really fast. It's only a 1 day continuance. But if you look in the records, the case might have been around for a year or two. So from what I'm seeing, it's a lot of things don't necessarily play out in the courtroom here, but they move the cases, I think, just as fast as East Baton Rouge from what I've seen so far. Actually, in 2 years, I might say something different, but from what I've seen so far, they move the cases pretty fast down here, too.
Okay. And what difference do you see or have you seen with juvenile versus civil versus criminal? How much time have you spent on one of those areas versus another?
I spend about 75 to 80% of my time in criminal court. Even in Baton Rouge, that was the case. I haven't spent any time in juvenile court down here.
Okay. And give us an overview of what you're seeing with these bills that seem to be eliminating and downsizing Orleans Parish courts, and that includes criminal, civil, and juvenile. But from your perspective, what are they trying to do with the bills? So the bills, let's be clear for the WBOK family of listeners, none of this has happened, but it's being discussed, and these bills are being moved through the legislature that could significantly change things in Orleans Parish. What are we looking at?
This is sort of a continuation of some efforts that the most recent was 2006, right after Katrina. They want to, so most parishes across the state have a judicial district court that combines at the very least civil and criminal. And most times you'll have judges hearing civil and criminal cases in the same courthouse. Sometimes some parishes have different courthouses. I know West Baton Rouge has about 3 different courthouses in different parishes. But even in those courthouses, you'll have judges hearing civil and criminal cases. So you'll have defendants and plaintiffs and litigants coming to the same courthouses for different varying types of cases. Here in Orleans Parish, we have separate courts altogether. Right now I'm heading to the criminal district court on Tulane and Broad. The civil court here in Orleans is down in the Central Business District near City Hall. So it's a totally different building, a totally different operation. The legislators want to bring it all together. Basically, from what I'm understanding, it's just in name into one judicial district court. So they would all be under the same umbrella and like the same institution, the 41st Judicial District Court, 41st JDC. But I have heard nothing about moving anything like infrastructure-wise. I don't know if they would create one big courthouse for a consolidated court. It would just sort of be in name only, from what I'm understanding. But they want the backers of this say it will save the state and the local government here in New Orleans money, and the people against it say it's not that simple. It's much more complicated.
And are they talking about saving something like $20 million? Is that a reasonable?
That is what Senator Jay Morris has said. He hasn't really fleshed out how, like his math on that. And Representative Dixon McMakin has said $7 million, but if you look at the fiscal note in his bill, about $3.5 million of that $7 million is local dollars, so coming from city, and about 3.4 is state funding.
So does East Baton Rouge Parish have a juvenile court?
East Baton Rouge Parish does have a juvenile court, and they also have a standalone family court, from what I remember, too.
Mm-hmm. So we're not different in that way. I realize they are not juvenile courts across the state in all 64 parishes, but all 64 parishes don't have the same type of juvenile issues.
Yeah, I think there are only 4 parishes with juvenile courts.
Now, Matt, you said that they seem to be moving the cases just as fast as they did when you were in Baton Rouge. Did you?
Yeah, from what I've seen so far.
What you've seen so far. Okay, so what's the difference? What's the difference in the 2 courts? I mean, since you've worked at both, what's the difference? Why would they need to do this to, combine everything?
I guess the biggest, I have to do checks every weekend to just know what's going on in each docket. In East Baton Rouge, it would take me maybe an hour to check at least for the criminal dockets, it would take me about an hour. Mm-hmm. Here, it would take me about maybe 2 hours, because in East Baton Rouge, I was checking maybe 8 judges up there. Here, I'm checking for 12 judges. East Baton Rouge would have sometimes some judges up in East Baton Rouge would have a docket for like a Monday with 100 cases on it. And a lot of those cases, you set in on the cases on that Monday morning. Monday morning in any courthouse is a zoo. It's just people, it's just so much going on.
Yeah.
People on top of people. The courtrooms are full. A lot of those cases usually get continued, but they at least talk about every case and see, where are we standing. But, you have 100 cases on a certain judge's docket. They're not going to be able to handle everything in all 100 cases. But here in New Orleans, if you get a docket with 50 cases, that's insane from what I've seen. So they did have much fuller dockets in East Baton Rouge. But the case, the speed and the expedience of the cases, from what I've seen, they move them just as fast.
It seems to me that having worked in media here, I've always told people that this is a great place to come and work to develop yourself as a reporter, because there's just so much stuff that you cover that just not covered in other places. You know, I mean, when you look at the news in other places, local news in other cities are bigger. It doesn't have the same kind of, they don't cover the same kind of stories. You know,
Right.
you know, I mean, like I lived in St. Louis after Katrina for a year, and I could count the number of times I saw the mayor on local news in St. Louis. You know, whereas here,
right.
You know, I mean, that's just one example. You know, so my question, you know, I mean, with you, with your job, you just go to courts. You don't go to a trial.
Oh, yeah, I go to trials all the time.
No, but what I'm saying is you go there that day looking for something is what I'm asking. You know, looking for
no. I try to set a plan for myself throughout the week. I don't go maybe 2 weeks in advance, but at least Monday through Friday, I know what's happening in that courthouse, in every court, in every section. And like, so today, I'm sitting in front of the courthouse. I know I have 5 cases I'm tracking. I might not be able to sit in on all 5.
Right.
But I know those 5 cases are on my radar for today. Tomorrow will be another 5. And so that's why I say I have to do my checks, and I have to just keep track of what's happening in each court, in each section. They call them sections of each courtroom. And so, if I was just going in blind, I wouldn't know what was going on. So much going on in any courthouse. So, yeah, you have to give yourself a game plan.
Okay, we've got a caller. Reverend Calhoun, you're on the line with Will Sutton Rowe Brown and Matt Bruce from the
Good morning, gentlemen.
NOLA.com.
I guess my concern is what is the ultimate goal that the state is trying to accomplish with the court system in New Orleans? From what I'm hearing from this gentleman is that the system here is working. And I think when you look at what happened in Baton Rouge in the Senate meeting, a committee meeting, this gentleman from West Monroe,
yeah,
I don't know if he's ever even been to New Orleans, but he didn't have any data to support anything that he was saying or doing.
Right.
And I think everybody needs to be aware of the fact that this man also, this same senator from West Monroe, has an amendment in May to consolidate all of the court, not just consolidate, but to actually now give authority to the governor and legislators to install and remove judges.
Right.
Which I think is really after taking away our right to elect our judges. But what I'm trying to find out is this man has no data. He's saying that, it's going to save the court $7,000. But yet he cannot come up with where it comes. The arrogance that he had at that committee meeting shows that he has no respect for this. And in my opinion, this governor has come to this city for the last 4 times that I can remember to try to take any revenue from the city. So is this about money? Is it about judicial prudence? What is from anybody's standpoint? What is this really about? Is it really to take more revenue out of New Orleans and to hurt New Orleans as much as possible? And I'm gonna hang up and listen. Roe, we still need to talk.
It's about control.
Okay. Yeah. I
and
believe it is
all
about
that goes
control.
with control. The
I
money
believe it is about control.
The money and the number of judges and who can be judges. It's about control.
Yep. And the more that some legislators and governor makes Orleans Parish and New Orleans like other parishes, the more is something more familiar with what they like and what they're comfortable with, but obviously not take into account how different we are, and how and why things operate so differently, and that it's I mean, this has come up periodically, as Matt noted in his story, but at the same time, we're talking about a court system that has been around since the 1800s.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about, black people are in charge now, and they created this. No, we didn't. Y'all created this.
Yeah, really.
Y'all created this.
Yeah.
And we've been living with this for more than 100 years. Because somebody, before all of us were born, decided this needed to be separate. So come on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I
Do
mean,
you all mind if I chime in on that point? Too?
Absolutely. You're the expert.
This is so I'm new, so I'm just going off of my reporting.
Yep.
That was one thing that kept coming up from people I would talk to, that if you control New Orleans, you control the whole state. And so that the way that the governor is sort of weighing in on the structure and sort of politics of New Orleans, they kind of point to that he's trying to take over New Orleans because this is a power grab. Now that's some of the opinion of some of the critics of these bills. Also, this is I think I counted yesterday, at least in criminal court, there are 12 criminal court judges. I believe only 3 of them are not African American.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another criticism or opinion, I should say,
right,
that this is an effort to change the look of the bench.
Yeah.
In all these courts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's happening nationally is just what he tries to do here. The governor, that is. Basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, look, Matt, I know you're on your way to court, and appreciate you pausing and taking some time to talk with our WBOK family of listeners here at the Good Morning Show on WBOK. Really good insight. Really appreciate your perspective from different places that you've worked, but particularly Baton Rouge and New Orleans, being in the same state. Yet we're looking at these changes. We know that we can count on you to cover the courts, but also to watch this legislation and let us know how things are moving along. If people want to reach out to you, Matt, how can they do that?
I'll give my cell number on the air. I don't mind.
Okay. All right.
But my email is matt.bruce, BRUCE, @theadvocate.com. My cell number is 470-653-9920. And listen, for your listeners, the House meeting today is at 1:00 if they want to listen in, and the Senate meeting is at 3:30.
All right.
So if they want to tune in and listen to some of these bills, those are the times that they'll be going.
All right.
Meetings will start.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Really appreciate your time today. Lord's blessings. Have a great day. Keep watching it for us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. Absolutely. All right, folks. Fascinating conversation with courts reporter Matt Bruce, bringing in the perspective of East Baton Rouge Parish and Orleans Parish, and taking a look at the actual docket and how things are moving along.
Yeah.
And he's a new guy. He just came in.
Yeah.
He's just looking at what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, that's what I was trying to ask him. And he did answer it, I guess, when he said that, they move along as fast as they do in East Baton Rouge or wherever he was before, and a whole lot more on the docket here.
Yeah. Well,
than other parishes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, clearly there are exceptions. There, some cases or some judges that may be more, I'll use the term laggards in these duties and responsibilities, but that doesn't mean the whole system is messed up.
Exactly.
So, all right. It's 8:30 a.m. If you got somewhere to be at 8:30, I hope you're pulling in or that you're opening your desk drawer, your door, if you have the opportunity to have an office with your window view or not. And if you got somewhere to be at 8:45, you got about 15 minutes. Please be safe. Remember, the school zone speed limits are still in effect until 9. So that means 20 miles per hour, folks, 20 miles per hour. Not 23, not 26, not 29, 31, and certainly not 41, saying you were slowing down. Once you're in that 20 mile per hour speed limit zone, it's 20. So please, slow down. Let our babies and our kiddos get on to school. We've had good conversation with Matt Bruce, courts reporter, about the legislation before the state legislature combining their courts and significantly changing how we operate in Orleans Parish. But it's not done yet. We'll see what more happens. If you want to be a part of this conversation, Piper, we lost you in transition. You want to call back? What's that number, Ro?
504-582-9422.
You're listening to WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kubel, and here are today's headlines. A dirt biker has died after troopers say that he was running from police and crashed into a truck. Louisiana State Police say that this happened on Canal Boulevard and City Park Avenue. State Police and NOPD were trying to pull over the dirt bike rider when that chase started. Troopers say that the crash is still under investigation. And happening today, Louisiana lawmakers return to the Capitol, and the Senate is set to vote on a controversial bill that would consolidate courts in New Orleans. Senate Bill 256 by Monroe Senator Jay Morris would merge civil and criminal clerks by doing away with the criminal clerk's office. The bill would also reduce the number of judges in New Orleans, sparking some concern for backlogs. The goal is to save the city and the state money. If the Senate passes the bill, it would head to the full House. And this morning, the Artemis II astronauts are now on course to head back to Earth after their historic, record-breaking lunar flyby. The crew will splash down in the Pacific Ocean on Friday. And that is a look at today's headlines for you. I'm Elizabeth Kubel for WBOK. Have a great day, everyone.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 12:30 a.m. every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 12:30 a.m. or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
City Park is where to go when you don't know where to go. Turn towards the city center and start walking. Before long, you'll end up where you belong, at the heart of the city, New Orleans City Park. Stroll along the reeded marsh, wander through the sculpture garden, rest and recharge beneath ancient oak trees. This is where your spirit goes to grow. It's in our nature to yearn for nature. NewOrleansCityPark.org, heart of the city.
Greetings and salutations. I am Edward B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK. Thank you all for continuing to listen to the Good Morning Show. We know you have any number of things you could be doing, even listening to other people and other stations, podcasts, and all of that kind of thing. So we appreciate those of you in our WBOK family of listeners who are listening on WBOK 12:30 a.m. If you still got that dial thing going on in your car or home radio. I mean, if you got it in your car, man, your car is a little bit off. Yeah. And then those of you all who are listening on Instagram, listening to WBOK's YouTube channel and watching, and of course, listening and watching on Facebook Live on WBOK's Facebook page. We just had a good conversation with Matt Bruce, courts reporter for the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com, looking at the legislation to consolidate and reduce the size of our courts to save money and get rid of some judges and make the remaining judges do more work with civil and criminal cases and do away with juvenile court, too.
Too many black judges.
Yeah.
Which means too many.
Yeah.
Well, they call it woke, but that's what they mean.
You know, that's not in the bill, Ro. They don't say too many black judges in the bill.
Oh, I didn't say it was.
You know,
I'm saying that.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying
that's
it
me.
too. I'm saying it too. I did write a column about this before. Some more people were beginning to pay attention to this because I saw this coming. I was like, this is not cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it wasn't even an hour, and I got a note from a reader saying, there you go again. You're saying it's because they black. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so, well,
that's supposed to say that.
Yeah, well,
you're not supposed to think that.
Until I'm told that I can't say that, then, I mean, you want Will Sutton's opinion. And, I got opinions about being black. And, so, the headline on my column was, "Don't alter New Orleans courts based on faulty comparisons with the rest of the state."
Now, what does that mean?
Well, they're using some data from years ago that, and we're talking about Jay Morris and colleagues who want to reduce this. They're using data that they say shows that more can be done with a combined civil and criminal court in Orleans and saving money because so many other parishes and regions have combined courts. What they're not saying is that there's a big difference with how these cases are filed, where there are combination of filings in these other parishes, whereas in Orleans, there are individual filings. So it looks like there's more, and it's
multiple filings related to the same case. So that's just one example. There's more to it than that, but they're essentially comparing apples and oranges, to use the cliche, and that's not reasonable to when you're looking at making a major decision like this. And of course, we mentioned juvenile courts. There are only 4 juvenile courts in the state. Not everywhere needs a juvenile court, and some areas have family courts and some don't.
Right.
So there are differences in different parishes what the needs are. We need a juvenile court. They're saying, no, we don't. We only need 2 judges to do what 4 judges are doing, and they can be a section of criminal court. Mm-hmm. I've talked with some of the criminal court judges, and they say, we don't know anything about juvenile.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, so you'd be putting us in charge of something that we don't really understand. And that's not a good situation. I mean, these are professionals,
right?
Well-educated professionals, and they're telling you that wouldn't be a good idea to make me responsible for something, even if there's somebody who's more specifically knowledgeable about the subject matter. Why should I be responsible for something that I have to look up every time? Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, that's not cool, not cool, not cool. So anyway. Well, meanwhile, there's other news out of the legislature, and one of those things is that we've got our governor appears to be trying to lure SpaceX to our Pelican State.
What's SpaceX?
That's that Elon Musk space program and space company that he bought and has built into a mega operation. I know people would argue with me about this, but seems well positioned to replace NASA, or a good chunk of what NASA does, because this is an aerospace company that NASA now relies on for a lot of their work, and
privatized
they have
NASA,
had successful weekend operations. So in a story by my colleague Stephanie Rigo, just posted like literally this morning, she's looking at legislation filed by House leadership hours before last week's deadline for filing new bills that would make companies that build, launch, and service rockets in the state eligible for massive sales and property tax breaks. It would shield them from lawsuits over injuries, environmental damage, and loss of property values. Wouldn't you like to have something shielding you from the loss of property value?
Yeah.
Yeah. And exempt them from public records laws.
Ooh.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot. A whole lot.
Yeah. So these bills were filed by Republican Representative Jack McFarland of Jonesboro, who chairs the House Appropriations Committee. That's the money committee. Mm-hmm. And Tony Bacala of Prairie View, who chairs the Ways and Means Committee. That's the We Can Get It Done committee. And they're generating some buzz around the state capitol because this came out of the blue. This wasn't discussed. No one filed in the pre-filing. No one filed in the early filing. They apparently slipped this in right at the end of the additional week where any legislator could file another bill. Mm-hmm. And this is a biggie.
Yeah.
So while it doesn't say SpaceX, doesn't refer to a specific company, doesn't tie the state to deal with a specific operation or land, the bill's authors and local economic development officials have signed confidentiality agreements. So they know who they're talking about. They know who they're talking about.
Who?
But they have signed confidentiality agreements.
Yeah.
So that they can't talk about it as they move the legislation through.
Right.
So folks who are paying enough attention, this came out of the blue. So this is brand new.
Yep.
Today they snuck this in last week, but and I'm not saying it's wrong, but when we're going to give people that kind of breaks,
it is wrong.
I mean,
It is wrong.
Well, I mean, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Show me that is right, because it appears to be wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's wrong, because it's like I'm going to give you an opportunity. How about today or tomorrow you tell us what the heck you're doing?
Yeah.
Rather than say you're going to give all of this away, give them protections for property loss. They won't have loss in property value. And they won't be subject to public records laws.
Yeah.
And they get tax breaks.
Yeah.
And incentives.
Yeah.
That's adding up to be a lot. And so I don't think they're doing this for Dick and Harry's mom and pop store.
You know, and I always call it the lesser side.
Yes.
Or the playpen part. You know, the sports side. We're going to have a live golf tournament here in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Live golf is, it's kind of a very, very well-financed alternative to the PGA Tour. The Saudis finance it. It's Saudi money. So they got endless amount of money. You know, they paid number of players lots of money to leave the PGA Tour and that sort of thing. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting that New Orleans is going to have a live golf event.
Yes.
And I thought it interesting that the person that announced it with fireworks and everything was the governor.
Yes.
Was the governor. Okay. Who's very involved in live golf? The president.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's very involved with the live golf thing. And, it's just, I don't know. All of a sudden, you got money to redo stuff at City Park, golf course, in a matter of, just right away.
Yeah.
All this money to do this.
Right.
From somewhere,
Well, House Leader McFarland told Stephanie Regal that the measures will make Louisiana competitive with other southern states where commercial space companies are increasingly expanding their operations. Quote, "We have to position ourselves to be economically competitive with neighboring states, and where there's industry pursuing opportunities somewhere in the country, we have to be prepared to compete." Close quote. I want us to be prepared to compete.
Sure. Of course.
But tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I don't like what I hear and see so far. So, hey, look, we've got Don on the line. Don, hang in there. We got to take a break. And you're going to be first up after the break, Don. So hope you're hearing me. Hope you believe me. Pipe, if you want to give it another shot. What's that phone number, bro?
504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityInvestments.com. Now that we're in the second year of President Donald Trump's second term, our team of analysts at Bloomberg Intelligence is taking stock of how some of the administration's pushback against DEI is changing the business landscape. I spoke with Bloomberg Intelligence senior ESG analyst Rob Duboff, who says the biggest impact is how companies talk about diversity.
mentions of diversity are down about 69%. That's on earnings calls or corporate filings.
Duboff says that while some companies are eliminating DEI mentions altogether, other companies are taking a different approach.
They're just not talking about it at all, or talking about it much less, or the way they kind of recast diversity. Instead of maybe focusing on gender or ethnicity-based diversity, they talk about diversity of experience and diversity of background.
Regardless of approach, the shift is stark from just a few years ago. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to say
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
A majority of us, as indicated by numerous polling results, oppose the war in Iran. We watch in astonishment, along with the rest of the world, as our erratic president unleashes chaos by his ill-advised decision to join the Israeli prime minister in a questionable attack on Iran. This appears to be a classic case of the tail wagging the dog. Since when in the hell did an American president subjugate its decision to go to war to a foreign government? Though President Trump refutes any suggestion that he was talked into the attack by Israel's prime minister. But here we are, a month into a war with no definitive explanation as to why and no damn exit strategy to get out. Mr. Trump can't seem to make up his mind. First he said it was because Iran was just weeks away from producing a nuclear bomb. Intelligence experts say there is no evidence that Iran was capable of a nuclear attack or that they presented a threat to the United States. Plus, Trump had already bragged about knocking out Iran's nuclear capability with a bombing raid earlier this year, an obvious example of Trump contradicting himself, which should surprise absolutely no one. Trump also talked about going to war to force a regime change in Iran. The Iranian regime, folks, is still intact. What we have now is a chaotic mess created by the president of chaos, resulting in worldwide economic disaster and a war-torn Middle East. Even worse, the cost to human life. An American bomb exploded on an Iranian middle school, killing over 100 children. The Iranians have been fighting back. 13 American soldiers have been killed and scores have been injured. Incredibly, in the midst of all the chaos and tragedy, Trump just went on TV in a nationwide broadcast telling us he's winning big. Well, he's definitely winning big if that means alienating our NATO allies, the majority of whom oppose the war. He's really winning big if he means closing the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has done in retaliation, inflicting global economic instability. If this is winning, Mr. President, I shudder to think what losing looks like. It's past time for the spineless Republican majority Congress to enforce the War Powers Act and take the keys away from a delusional grandpa who wants to be king of the world. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the Front Porch.
Some combos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
The Historic New Orleans Collection presents a new exhibition open through June 7th, 2026. The Trail They Blazed. Built collaboratively with people who participated in the local civil rights movement, The Trail They Blazed presents stories of social and racial justice straight from the people who lived them. Listen to leaders tell their stories of resistance and persistence in their own voices, recorded by the Historic New Orleans Collection. Plan your visit to 520 Royal Street in the French Quarter and reserve your free tickets at hnoc.org today.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Thank you all who have been tuned in since the start of the Good Morning Show program today, and thank you all for tuning in. If you're tuning in just now, thank you for catching the end of the Good Morning Show. You're just in time to be early and catch the Front Porch, which is coming up right after us. And don't forget, we got Tavis Smiley in a bit, and then we'll have the reality check with G-Man, Gerard Stevens.
Check your reality.
Coming on at 4 p.m. You don't want to miss that for sure. Look, this is Will Sutton and Ro Brown. We're going to be signing off in a moment, but first we want to check in with Don. Don, what you got for us, good brother? This is Will Sutton and Ro Brown. Don?
Are you there? Going once? Don going twice?
Okay, Don, are you there?
Nope.
Okay, all right. Sorry, Don, we missed you. Call back again tomorrow. Pick up whatever that might be, and you can give us a hint today. Send a note. I'll be happy to consider that and try to get you on. What a show, what a show, what a show. Man, lots of good sports information. NCAA. Angel Reese. Bayou Barbary. ATL Barbary. Nope.
Congratulations to Ward Manuel, athletic director at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, and we
I
see
saw
that,
him sitting there courtside last night.
Yeah, and we see that Johnny Jones is returning to LSU men's basketball.
That's official now. He will be returning as an assistant coach.
As an assistant coach. So
a position he held before under Dale Brown.
Yep. So that's great. So look, we got to make our way out of here. Lord willing, I'll be back here on tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, I got to make it out of here and get to that other job and see what's on Will Sutton's mind. I got something to write. I got something to think. I got something to write. I'm definitely going to write about this Angel Reese thing.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so. Well, but we'll see. So, all right, and I think there's a little bit more in my noggin as well. Hey, look, folks, this is WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.